Sir, shall we start, sir?
Yes, Sobana, we can start.
Okay, sir. A very good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of Department of Civil Engineering, Dr. NGP IT, I welcome you all for the third day faculty development program on research areas and funding opportunities. Also, I wholeheartedly welcome today's speaker, Dr. G.S. Rampradeep, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Konga Engineering College, Perundurai. It gives me a great pleasure to introduce the speaker. Dr. G.S. Rampradeep has completed his graduation in civil engineering from Konga Engineering College in the year 2008 and completed his master's in structural engineering from Banari Amman Institute of Technology in the year 2010. He was awarded two gold medals for his outstanding performance in structural engineering. He did his PhD in the field of internal curing concrete under Anna University, Chennai, and completed successfully in the year 2017. He has published more than 25 papers in reputed conferences and 7 papers in reputed international journals. He is the recipient of various awards, includes IEI National Young Engineer Award, American Concrete Institute, USA Collaboration Award for the IoT-based RC concrete motor race from Zhejiang University to China, National Concrete Canoe Challenge under ASCE SRM Student Chapter, ACI International Travel Stipend, ACI Chapter Activities Award, Best Mentor Award, Best Paper Award, IEI Young Engineer Award, Aero Chapter, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award, IEEE Consumer Society, etc., from the government agencies and reputed organizations. He has successfully awarded and completed research and a seminar grant over a lakh from various agencies like AICTE, CSIR, TBI, KEC, etc. Recently, his project team was sponsored with an amount of rupees 6.69 lakhs from IIT Madras US Consulate Chennai Fellowship as a startup grant in the theme of Carbon Zero Challenge and won Innovation Excellence Award, a highest recognition from IITM and USA Consulate General, Chennai. He has awarded two design patents for the project Carbon Dioxide Curing Chamber and for canoe under Government of India. Recently, his projects eco-friendly construction blocks from C&D debris using the innovative carbon dioxide sequestration technique was considered by IITM Incubation Cell and Engineering SUI Engineers India Limited, a government of India undertaking company for an amount of rupees 21 lakhs at New Delhi. Very recently, his innovation is awarded in Toyakathan 2021, a Make in India scheme launched by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi. Sir, we are very happy to have you with us. Kindly take over the session, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sobana. Is it possible to share the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir.
All the participants are from civil engineering background, right?
So from different background also they are here. That is for funding opportunities.
Okay, okay, fine.
Sir, I hope the screen is visible to you. Sir, whether the screen is visible to you?
Uh, no, Shobana, it is not visible. Yeah, now it's visible. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So, shall I start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, thank you so much once again. Uh, so let me introduce from my part myself, Dr. G.S. Rampradeep from Konga Engineering College, working as an associate professor in civil engineering department. So currently, the topic what the NGP Institute of Technology they have coined is very most needed for the day. So there is no yet, department like projects we have to apply for the disciplines of the grant, right? So we have to collaborate with the other disciplines. Moreover, we have to take the startups project. Don't think that the startups project that we have to, it will take long time. We have to invest more, or we have to spend our entire life in the laboratory itself. Like that, many people are thinking, and many faculties, the research scholars, I think they are here. I have made this presentation covering the funding opportunities as well as the research areas that is available in India, as well as what are the crucial areas that is going on in the very reputed universities that is ranked in the QS ranking, quality survey ranking. Hope every people you have gone through the QS ranking very recently launched for this year. For continuously 10 years, you people know that Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Boston, in USA, they are maintaining their caliber, right? And followed by Caltech and many universities are there, Oxford University, Cambridge University, many universities are there. Why I am pointing is very important. Why I am relating this QS ranking university here is most important, because we, the faculties, it's our duty to direct the students to enter into the particular university, number one, or number two, there is an opportunity for the faculties, the students collaboration for the research within India as well as within the outside country. For example, if you take Indo-French, there is a collaboration project is going on now. Indo-German collaboration project is going on now. See, you can ask me the question, sir, many collaboration projects are going on, but how I can select that collaboration project? First of all, I am right away pointing this statement for the research scholars. And I hope the faculty is also following the same, what I'm going to tell now. The area what you are choosing, I'm repeating, the area what you are choosing should be very, very, very precise, and it should be in a narrow down. First of all, before moving on to the success point of view, to my experience, what I have faced with my student, we have applied a good area of topic to the Nanyang Institute of Technology. Hope you people know that Nanyang, which is in the QS ranking university. Nanyang, National University of Singapore, these are the QS ranking universities. We have applied for Nanyang, and immediately within a day, the result came that you people have not shortlisted, right? First of all, I will tell you one thing. You should be in position to love the failure. You should be in position to love the failure, because the proposal what we are sending, just like that, if we are sending, we can't make the assurance ourselves that all the proposals will get selected. For example, if you want to get one or two proposal, you need to apply minimum 20 to 30 proposals. If I am sending 20 to 30 proposal or even more, you can ask me the question that, sir, whether I can get a proposal sanction. No. Again, I am coming to the same loop, what I told before. The area what you are choosing should be very, very strong. It should not be broader. It should not be broader. I will give you one example here. Very recently, Toykathon competition happened, right? I think many people will know. It is the Startup India, Make in India concept launched by our Honorable Prime Minister. Totally 17,000 plus entries came, and we one of the winners in that position. Recently, the results came last week, 26th of June. The result came. The thing is that why I'm telling is we are not projecting ourselves that we have won. Next point, you just carefully note the product what the students have did, especially the school students. It's very, very, very awesome. It's very, very, very awesome. In our period, when we are studying in the school, right, we have developed the product using thermocol. It is just like a non-working model. But in this Toykathon, a problem identification concept, Government of India has defined the problems, and students, many entries came, including the school students. They have identified a very, very wonderful problem, and they have developed a product which is wanted of the day. For example, they have developed a board game which is associated with the chemical laboratory. Still, many people, we are not know the perfect organic table, right? The equation transformation, how to balance the equation. We are not know, and we are very struggling to understand the concept of mathematics, especially in the projection, right? Boundary value, and even cot theta, sin theta. They have created a wonderful card game. They have created a wonderful board game, including all these things. Even a third standard, fourth standard student can learn easily what the seventh standard students are learning now, right? But the same case, engineering students also developed, but the perfection is awesome for the school students. The narrow down, right? So the first thing, before going to the slide, just identify the problem statement very, very clearly. And another thing, even I am from civil engineering background, I am not interested to pursue the activities in the civil engineering for the past 3 years. I am having passionate to learn the interdisciplinary aspects. So I have, even though I am from civil engineering, I migrated my mind to other disciplines like electrical, mechatronics, coding, C programming coding. You can ask me the question, where is the C programming coding is going to implement in the perfect discipline? Even the Fourier transform also, it will incorporating, right? So for the past 2 to 3 years, I migrated to the different disciplines. Even in robotics, we have tie-up with the mechatronics department of our institute, and we have learned first. We are 0% knowledge in the robotics. We are not know anything in the robotics, but we know the robotics means it will perform the function in its own, that we will know. But the neuron technology, how to control the neuron in its brain, that we have learned from the mechatronics. Here also a big question mark. What is the influence of robotics in the civil engineering? But the process what I have involved is the interdisciplinary, but the end product or the outcome which is coming related to the civil engineering, right? The process what it is involved is from other department. The end product comes to the civil engineering. Like that, I have also tried up with the mechanical engineering department, right? Engine design. I will tell you, I think in the 2015, we have collaborated with the thermal engineering, automobile engineering department to use that RTD sensor for our research in the civil engineering, building purpose. So in overall picture, what I'm going to tell is, there is no way connected right? Only to your particular department. Just keep it in mind. Even you can have a tie-up with biotechnology department. So we have did the one process with the biotechnology and microbiology, and we are currently working in the process of microbiology department with the central government. We are going to submit the proposal very soon. And you can also now I am going to start with that what is called smart sensor app, which is the bone analysis in our human being bone analysis. We are going to make the bone analysis in the ANSYS, and we are going to give the one useful output to the Indian government. That once it gets fulfilled, then I will again teach you, because still it is in the process, right? So recently, if you expect the proposals from the government of India, either from DST or from SIRP or from AACT, anything, you can see the management, waste management proposals, and you can see the COVID related proposals, because it is the need. Oxygen related proposals. Once the government has launched the proposal that we want to have more oxygen related R&D grant, like that, if they're launching, many people will dump in that area. They will not think in out of box, right? So don't apply the proposal for two things. Number one, for your promotion, right? Number two, you have to start the work at the initial stage itself. Now the COVID is in the pipeline, right? The government is in need of many sectors. You just have tie up with the chemical engineering department for production of chamber, like oxygen, portable oxygen related chamber, right? So, and many, you can watch the TV that many of the oxygen cylinders gets blasting in the due to heavy pressure in the hospital itself. You can make the control valve, even though, or cutoff valve, even though unexpectedly the pressure is getting increased, right? So how we can design the cutoff valve? Already there will be many cutoff valves will be there. How economically, how fine-tuningly you can design the cutoff valve, which can be applicable for this hospital areas. You can make for the patent. There is a lot of schemes that is available in tie-up with the industry that I will tell you later, right? So don't think that only the central government like DST, AACT, SIRP, and DNB, right? DBT, like that. These are only the forums that we can go to apply for the proposals. No, not like that. In abroad and all, there is a lot of scopes with the industries. I will connect you with that world top universities in the upcoming slides. So I need a perfect interaction session. You just raise the questions, or if you are not in good coverage, you just post the questions. I request the coordinator, you can share the question at the end of the session so that we can make the interaction. Ultimately, it should be more useful for your career, right? So with this, I'm moving to the slide. So here I'm going to present my webinar in the topic of interdisciplinary innovations and funding opportunities in civil engineering, because I thought that only the civil engineering faculties and the other research scholars will attend. So I will cover the other areas also, right? Next slide. Now this is my passion topic, my passion to work in this area, which is called 3D printing. Many of our see, this is very new to the civil engineering faculties, civil engineering research scholars, and it is most familiar to the students of mechatronics mechanical, robotics department, and many more, right? Nowadays, in US and Italy, for civil engineering and many parts of the people, digital printing or 3D printing is the widest scope. You can get the fund very easily, right? But the getting of fund, here also one question mark. I have told that in 3D printing you can get the fund, but the cost of getting the 3D printer is very, very huge. It's very, very huge. In IIT Madras, under the mentorship of Dr. Manu Santhanam, the head of the department in civil engineering, under his control, the alumnus of the startup of the 3D printing, Swasta is the company. TVASTA, Swasta is the company which was first launched the 3D printer in IITM. So while you are going over there, you can see the 3D printed a miniature structure which was built first at IITM. Then they are now working with different IITs for the collaboration as well as with the companies. The people, those who are having really interest to go for 3D printing as well as JRF, Junior Research Fellow, as well as the SRF. In the previous, I think 4 to 5 months before, I'm not very sure, 4 to 5 months before, Structural Engineering Research Center from Taramani in Chennai, they have called for the SRF and the MTech project students for the case of analysis for 3D printing, because they are going to establish a 3D printing division very soon. I think they got a fund from the government of India, the crores. What the requirement is, you need to have the GATE qualification, one thing. And if you want to have more knowledge in these aspects, when I inquired with the SCRC, the people, they told that they will send a circular or the invitation when they finally establish the 3D printer. Once I will get that invitation, I will share to the coordinator, they will share to you people. So 3D printing is a wonderful aspect for the startups. For example, you are having a miniature product. You are having a product, but you are not confident that whether this product will suit to the requirement or not. So what you will do? I will think that I should not waste the money at the initial stage. I should not waste the money at the initial stage. For example, if I am passionate in 3D printer, whether I can directly go to the firm to get the 3D printer, because the tabletop printer, what you are seeing now in this left part of this slide, costs around 8+ lakhs, excluding the tax. Excluding the tax. Only it can make the polymer based the material. The different types of polymers are there, right? So only the polymer based a small prototype can be make it out using the tabletop printer. For our case, you just imagine in our civil engineering, do you think this tabletop printer is sufficient for our building construction? Even you can't implement this for the precast elements. Then here, the mechanical or the electrical students, you can tie up with the civil engineering, right? To fabricate your own product, 3D printer. You just Google it, how to make the 3D printing. You just submit to the industry. You can make the collaboration. You can get the fund. you just start your own production of the machines, right? So it is not necessary that only civil people can do this kinds of thing, because it is not possible. They will not know what is the controller. They can't know what is the attachment of the uh, electronic equipments inside the element, how to make the sensor, how to detect it. So the electrical coding people and the civil engineering all together, you can just mingle up, just try it with the portable printer. But it costs much more. For that, every people, we are having the thought process that, sir, I'm having idea, but the cost will be many more. Yes, it will be. So that the government of India, they are coining the term called TRL. TRL. It is called technology readiness level. Starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, it will go upon. So technology 1 and TRL 1 and 2 will be in an idea stage to prototype stage. TRL 3 and 4 will be like, it will be in a laboratory stage. I will give you one example here. See, assume that I am an innovator, right? I have did something. See, waste management in the building application. I have developed one product, yeah, building block. Whether I can sell it to the public or to the government, no, nobody will buy, because you have made in a miniature product. You have given a different types of, you have studied for different types of parameters like strength, water absorption, so and so. But when you are clubbing, when you are making in a composite design, you need to analysis for the environmental scenario. That comes under TRL 5, 6, 7, like that. You can ask me the question that, sir, we are also doing in the laboratory for the environmental scenario, but why can't we get a fund? No, you should be studied like a miniature building modeling, right? And you can apply the load either in the structural engineering laboratory, or you can make it of your own to give the load, study the property, make a paper, underline, make a paper. For you to get a good fund, the evaluators will see at least minimum 2 papers in the reputed journals. Though you are the principal investigator, right? The examiners, while evaluating your proposal, they will compulsorily see what is the content of your biodata. Many people, they are having the concept, but they are not having the valuability in the biodata, right? So first of all, parallelly, you make the papers in a good reputed SCA journals like Materials Today, or Magazine of Concrete Research, and IC, Institution of Civil Engineers, and CBM, Construction Building Materials. Even now we are from civil engineering, we are applying in other disciplines. Journal of Cleaner Environment we are applying. Journal of Cleaner Production, there is a specific common journal we are applying, right? And Journal of Electronics we are applying. In Springer, there is a one journal called International Journal of Civil Engineering. The term is civil engineering, but if you study in depth about the journal, you can see it is an interdisciplinary aspect. So here in this slide, the international and national competition we have attended and we won the award. Before that, for the trial, ultimate objective is to make the lightweight specimen, lightweight concrete boat. It is generally called as Keno, C-A-N-O-E, Keno. So Keno, you may see that in the Olympics, the Russians, Germans, many people will row that. It will be like a different shape. So we have developed our own design of Keno. For that, we decided to go for different imported materials from Switzerland, Portugal, and many parts of the country like Canada and all. So before going to that procuring the materials, I need to get conformed with the geometrical parameters of the what I have designed with respect to the freeboard, with respect to the material, with respect to the alignment of the boat, with respect to the gradient, with respect to the cross section, with respect to the end connectivity, many factors, right? So I don't want to procure the materials very fast because it is very, very costliest material. And remember one thing, if you are procuring the materials from abroad, if you are importing the materials, your importing rate also will comes into picture, will be very, very higher. So what we have decided is we have developed the element, we have designed the element nearly after 200, 300 trials, we have designed the element. And after that, we have incorporated the design, the SolidWorks design in the 3D printing. And the right side top photo, what you are seeing in the miniature boat for our design, it is a polymer material. And we have fixed the density for the original material. You people know the concept that if the density increases, your freeboard decreases. So vice versa. If the density increases, the freeboard decreases. Obviously, the strength also increases. If the density increases, strength increases. So that the steel density is 7850 kg per meter cube, whereas the concrete is 2400 kg per meter cube. The strength will increases, but the freeboard, if the freeboard decreases, then what it will happen? The friction will be more. The contact area of the water with respect to the boat will be more. So that we have studied many iterations and we have finalized with the right top design what we have made. And we have filed the patent and we got the patent for this design, the Government of India in the December 2020. Right? So immediately before going on to the concept, you just study with respect to a portable 3D printer that is normally available in the mechatronics or any other metallurgical laboratory, or you just share with me. I will guide you people how to make the 3D printing in the available locality. Right? One person, he is in IIT Allahabad. He is from mechanical branch, but based on his interest, he did his PhD and postdoctorate in the 3D printing related to civil engineering. Another area, if you are people to interest in 3D printing, I will give you the concept called thixotropic effect. THIXOTROPHIC. Thixotropic effect, where it is a core portion for the 3D printing analysis. Thixotropic means when you are opening the fresh paste, right? The flow will come, right? That is called thixotropic. If the fluidity is more, then your setting will be more and the strength will be less. Why the strength will be less? Because we should be in position to analyze for every aspects. Because of the bleeding, internal pressure, seepage pressure, the water from the core portion will get to the top portion through bleeding, through the internal pressure. Then entire water will get escape out. So obviously, you will experience a weak design, right? That cases and all you can easily study using the portable 3D printer. Now, with our students team, we are designing a portable 3D printer for decorative concrete. Hope you people know that interior designing is a valuable thing. So we are in the pipeline of studying the decorative concrete using the 3D printer. Still, we have faced many problems in the during the fabrications, but we are not left out. We are still in the process. We are in the 15th iteration now, right? And to that, you can see the 3D scanner. It is a reverse engineering concept. For example, assume that a mechanical engineering student is having, there is a old generation car is having 150, 200 years before, but the plan for the car is not available. the plan for the car is not available. Nowadays, the people is thinking that we can generate the car what we are facing in the 150th year back. What we can do, either we need plan or we have to create a plan, right? So instead of doing these two things, I can use the 3D scanner. Just I can scan the car, like you are scanning the A4 sheet, right? The document will come into picture. Like that, you can scan all the portions of the car, and you can save that image with the grid points, and you can transfer to the system. Entire image it will come, right? Entire image it will come. Based on that, you can make some alterations either in the gearing system or ABC, accelerator, brake, clutch, or you can make the engine modification on many things, right? Then you can go for the patent, or you can go for the collaboration for the R&D grants. Mercedes is available with the R&D grant. You can TAFE is having the R&D grant. A separate sector is having Mahindra. Tech Mahindra is having the R&D grant, right? So you can submit the proposals. One student I know that, but he's from different department. He's from MCA. He has searched of his own, right? So his idea is not to go for placement. What he did is he developed a own software and applied for a Google and IBM. IBM, by seeing that, he has given IBM has given a wonderful recognition for him. Based on the recognition, he has went to the a good company now, and he is in the R&D department, right? So based on the 3D printing, the first step, a pilot study, you can go for a different types of analysis, make a good paper, submit to the SCA journal, and apply the your research to the proposal, such that you just see you are in a TRL level 4, right? Next slide. Next problem statement that we have created, that we have solved to our knowledge is the world biggest hackathon, which was initiated by Smart India Hackathon. Every people, I think you people are having IAC in your institutions. So Smart India Hackathon is the scheme by the government of India. So the problem what they have coined is condition monitoring of the railway tracks. Nowadays, many derailment is happening, many accidents are happening, many casualties are occurring. So recent studies, many train failures and passengers got casualties, and death has been happened. So how we can avoid this? It can be like a terrorism attack, or some people purposely they have made this, right? So we have taken this problem statement and we have collaborated with the EEE, Electrical Electronics Department, and the end product is the coming for the civil engineering. In civil engineering, I think you people studied the concept of railways, airports, harbors, highways, like that, and you have studied the steel design as per IS 800, right? So when the railway bogie is giving the load, the embankment is taking care of that load through the rail. The cross section, when you cut and you see that the I section, you can see how we can effectively protect that I section, right? For that we have created, next slide. For that we have created a robot by studying these case studies. You just see that in 2016 Ajmer Express and Guwahati Express, even Rajdhani Express, right? Many casualties has been happened. Next. This is our product. This is our pilot study. Actually, it is in TR level 3 and 4. Now, the left top, what you are seeing, the two outer boundaries, the section is the pipe, a simple pipe that is normally available in our institutions. In bottom to the desk, you can see that a hollow pipe will be there, right? You can take any pipe. So based on the thickness of the pipe, you can design the wheel of that robot. You can see the robot. Is it possible to zoom that, Shobana, that left part top portion? So you can see that robot.
I'll try to zoom, sir.
So the wheel we have designed, it is a rubber type wheel having a good tensile strength. Obviously, the vibration capacity will be more, absorption capacity will be more for the rubber, so that they are using for the bridges, right? So here you can see the various types of embedded systems we have incorporated in that robot. The basement of the robot is very simple. It is a plywood.
Sir, is it okay or
It is
have to
okay.
zoom
It is
more?
okay. It is okay, Shobhan. Thank you. So it is the it is a general plywood. Over that we have placed the very crucial important electronic components which will function this, which will solve this problem statement. And to the front side of the robot, we have placed the sensor which will monitor the track condition at an angle of 45 degrees. Right? Completely we have not fabricated this, still it is in progress. Right? So we have not dependent on any other solution solvers that is available anywhere. We are not paying anything to the solution solvers. We ourselves created a coding. The coding what you are seeing in the Raspberry Pi, right, the right side. Our civil engineering students, they have learned and they have created a coding. And to the bottom, just zoom out. And to the bottom, you can able to get the output in the IoT system, Internet of Things. Hope you people know that in the IT people, they are doing with IoT, Internet of Things. IoT is a wonderful concept, which is very useful when we have faced the competition in China during the pandemic. We have created a specimen. They told that it should be in a working condition. We need to send that specimen to the China. Ultimately, we have to control from here. You just imagine how much kilometer we need to control our concrete boat, a lightweight concrete boat. We need to control from here. There is a lot of environmental factors also depending, network coverage, many more. So we have learned IoT and we have developed and we have connected that system to the coding to the system where you can operate from anywhere. The thing what you are seeing in the laptop now is controlling in his home. But the product what you are seeing in that top now, the robot, it is in the institute. The student home to the institute is around 60 kilometers. But he is controlling. If he is giving forward motion, it will go forward. If it is in backward, it will backward. You can see if there is a minor crack or any other disturbances, if it is having means, it will directly give to the users. So this we have thought for the government of India, Indian Railways, and we have discussed with the Salem region. Since we are from Erode, we have discussed from the Salem region. It is a divisional head. So they asked to have a discussion with the Erode railway station, and we are in the process how to make the effective discussion with the collector and the associated people. So this is the one we have designed. So this we will we have filed for the patent. It is in the progress, and once it is our proposal gets ready, we will submit to the Indian Railways for the funding. Right? So you can also submit your proposal to the funding. Even they will connect you to the other industry. Right? So these are the ways that you can make it out for your products. So my ultimate objective to you people is, don't simply apply the project proposal without knowing the basic concepts. Why I am telling is, hope you know that 2 days, I think 10 days before, Anna University has sent a call for proposal, ANHIES. is the Energy, Environmental and Science Hub, Innovation Hub. They have called for a proposal, not in detail. They have asked only for 500 words. We have submitted and we have called for the presentation for 20 minutes. We have submitted two projects. One is associated with the EEE, like UPS management. Or UPS on the building kulla eppadi vandu idu pannalam appdin solittu we have developed, and it is in TRL level 3, and we have applied for another proposal like 3D printing. But we are not very sure that we can got the fund for this. We have to give our best. They will think that whether this idea will have the potentiality in the future, because Government of India, they are pointing to make Smart India. They are investing more amount for making the Smart India culture, right? So that foreign students can come over here to study and they can live a peaceful life. So for Smart India sustainable concept, we have made this problem statement solutions and we have submitted our 500 words, and we are in the pipeline of making the presentations. Ultimately, you need to tell to the jury members that they will post many questions. See, how you will first decide whether my project will get satisfied or not. They will ask you a question like that. Assume that you are a jury member. Whether you will give a fund for your product. On what basis you can commit? On what basis you can confidentially tell that my product is most beautiful? It will surely help the problem seekers. How you can tell? So that a pilot study is most essential, and once you get proved with the publications, then you can make the confidence statement that it is in the correct level, like that you can prove, right? So the faculties, you can effectively mingle with the students. You can first coin the problem statement clearly. You can pick the student from other disciplines, right? Mingle with each other, then come out with the fruitful product. Next slide. This is also the fundable project as well as the interdisciplinary. So this is called ASTM ring apparatus. I think civil people can know, other people it is ASTM, American Society for Testing of Materials. It is the code of practice suggested by the US. It is a ring apparatus where there is a inside ring and outside ring. In between the ring, you need to fill that cement paste or cement mortar. Cement paste or cement mortar, either cement plus water or cement plus water plus either M sand or any kind of fine aggregate material. Either you are going for replacement or non-replacement, anything it may be, but you are filling in this with a suitable water cement ratio. Here, either you can go for mineral mixture or you not. It's your decision to go with, right? So there is no restriction here to go for admixtures, but our ultimate objective is to, you can see it in the heading, IoT based humidity and shrinkage detector kit. You can see that over the laptop there is a detector kit, right? We have developed our own kit, a portable kit, which is very useful for the ready-mix concrete people, right? To check whether the concrete is in good condition, whether the concrete is in shrinking. You can able to compute the temperature behavior. You can able to compute the pressure. We have embedded the pressure sensor here, and you can able to compute the humidity. See, humidity, it should be in optimum level in the matrix. If there is no humidity, right, heat will get induced inside the core layer. If the heat is getting inducing, what it will happen? So ultimately, the moisture will not be there. There is a possibility of forming the crack. Once the crack form, your external contaminants like CO2, the major contaminants will get enter inside the concrete, which will destroy the steel. because steel is the important tensile member to take care of the RCC, right? Over the steel, I think you may aware that there is a passivating film, which is a protective layer over the film, over the steel. Ultimately, our objective is to protect the steel. That is a passivating film, right? If the CO2 is getting intrusion inside the RCC, then your pH layer will get altered. In normal concrete, your pH will be 12 to 13.5. If the contaminants is getting entered like CO2, like chloride or any other contamination, your pH will be altered, then your rust will be formed, volume of the steel will get increased. So leads to cracking, spalling and delamination. Delamination means the cover concrete will get fall off from the steel. So for that, a preliminary analysis, which will be useful for RMC, even for precast industries. In Tamil Nadu, you can visit the Teamage Precast Industries, where they have sponsored for IIT for many competitions and functions. They are doing for precasting. So before loading your cured element to the truck, at the initial phase of the matrix, you can check for the shrinkage, humidity, and many more. The strain, you can able to check, right? So strain, you can ask me the question, how the strain can be manipulated. There is a concept called autogeneous shrinkage. Autogeneous means self, right? So how you can easily compute. And we have plotted the graph, age versus relative humidity percentage, a sample graph using the kit output. And we have transferred that output to the laptop and automatically it will be plotted. It does not need any Excel software or Sigma plot or iPlot. So automatically it will plotted and you can observe the reading whether it will satisfy as per the code of practice or not. But Indian code, they are not specifying much more on the durability, sustainability point of view. They are in the pipeline. They are training for water permeability and oxygen permeability recently. And the other tests like shrinkage analysis and creep and much more, they are in the pipeline. So meanwhile, we are following the code of ASTM, right? If you are going for RCPT analysis, rapid chloride penetration analysis, you can go for ASTM C1202. And corrosion analysis also, you can go for ASTM, right? So this also we have filed for patent. It is in the progress and we have submitted this for the proposal also. Next. This is our colleague's topic. It is semi-automatic rapid wall making machine. The top portion, what you are seeing is the Raspberry Pi kit, the sensor arrangement, what are the parts it is involving inside the bottom machine, what you are seeing. And you can see the different types of hopper. It is just similar to the compaction factor test what we are doing, but the hopper size is same, but here the hopper geometry is different. It is from top to bottom how the particles are, how the matrix are getting diverting, and how we are making the semi-automatic rapid wall making machine. So my sincere advice to you people is, when you are submitting the proposal, it should be very clear whether it is automatic or semi-automatic or manual, right? So don't submit in a wrong way that by coining as automatic, when you are making the presentation in semi-automatic, then they will point you. In the original proposal, you have submitted hard copy online as automatic, but here you are presenting as semi-automatic. You need to defend clearly how you are coining as semi-automatic, because we have fabricated an element that I have shown. I will show it in the next slide. We have developed one product which is very useful for the industries. At present, we have developed like semi-automatic. So When I have applied for the second phase of funding, I clearly mentioned this is semi-automatic, right? So automatic means we need to invest more and we need to again ask for the government grants, right? Next slide. So people, those who are having a real potential product, my sincere advice, don't immediately file the, don't go for a grant. You just file your product in the IPR, intellectual property rights. It's a very simple. After filing, you can show your product or you can apply your product anywhere. Before filing, if you are applying your product for the grant or some other or to the outsourcing, it will be in a dangerous way. So that in this faculty development program, I have made this content that you should be aware. Invention disclosure form is the primary thing. You need to make it out for the original product, a narrow down product for the problem what you have thought of. For that, Institutions Innovation Council is helping out. In AICT website, you can go and see, and IAC website also go and see. You can able to get more things how to secure the product legally. And in the Kapila scheme, don't think that I'm going away from the webinar because it is also related to this. Kapila is nothing but is a Kalam's IPR related program where they have recently told that they are going to stipend or they are going to provide a fund for the total 10 projects for the engineering category per year I am telling. So for that you need to apply 20. If you are applying 5, they will give 2, 50%. If you are applying 10, they will give only for 5. So what is that coverage will be for your patent search, patent filing as well as for the examination. So totally 28,000 they will give. 8,000 plus 8,000 will be the government fee plus 20,000 will be your examinations related things, right? If you are going by the agency, it will not cover. Your applicant should be like institute. So you can see what is the problem addressed by your invention, what is your solution to the problem, right? The solution should be very, very precise. So once, why I'm telling is, once if you clear to make this invention disclosure form, the drafting, you will have a brief, a very elaborated idea to make the proposal, R&D proposal. So this is your ultimate limit. Invention disclosure form and drafting of patent is the ultimate limit. If you are well versed in this category, the filling of R&D grant proposal is nothing, right? Here they will ask you how you have coined this idea, what are the national and international references, and what this problem, what is your solution from your product, what are the people get benefited, all the things you can face it here while you are filling the form. For example, you just see the 4th category, describe other solution to the above problem and how your solution differs from them. Every innovation, there will be a already coined invention, right? If I am inventing something, already it will be there, but how I am fine-tuningly, precisely or crucially, I am differentiating. That is the need for the patents, and you can file for the grants also, right? Next thing. Next slide. Yes. For this, you can give the what are the other solutions and how is your solution and improvement over the other solution. You need to give the improvement. For example, assume that you are making one beam, a 2.1 meter beam you are making, and you are telling that my beam will applicable for all the cases, like that you are telling. They will not give a grant or they will not provide you a patent. How you are telling? What is your uniqueness? Beam is a already innovated product or already known the product. It is all the way in the buildings, steel building, concrete building, like that it is available. What is your objective? It is withstand for all the cases. Like that you are telling me, it is the objective. It is the advantage. But how your advantage gets satisfied? What is the parameter you have introduced? Parameter means the material, what you have introduced. On the material, you can go for the grant or you can go for the IPR. You can't go for the entire thing. You can say that by using this material, the lifetime of the beam can able to increase. Simply, many people, they are giving that experimental investigation on increasing the lifetime behavior of the beam specimen. There is no objective. Increasing lifespan is the advantage, but there is no clear objective. There is no clear methodology. There is no clear innovation over there. How you can raise the fund, right? Because in the category of fund raising, they will ask you what are the consumables, what are the non-consumables, what are the contingencies, what is your institution contribution, like that. Many things they will ask you. What you will give for the title that I have told already? Experimental investigation of increasing the lifetime behavior of the concrete beam. No one will give, right? So the narrow down area, what you are going to propose should be within the title. Using this material, using a plastic-free technology, like that. And the objective, what you are finding now, that should be different with the already innovated product. That should be different with the already innovated product. And in the criteria 5, you need to describe where and how your solution is implemented. You need to describe your product in detail by marking the parts. The first component is this, second component is this, third component is this. To that component, what it will function. For example, if I am taking a table fan, right? So table fan means already there are more and more of table fans. You are telling that a handy fan, wherever you can go, you can take that handy fan. It is also available in that market. Many people are selling that product for the 900 rupees or something like that. But what is your product difference? The difference of the product should be mentioned in the parts. Already available fan, this is the component is having. I am having a fruitful component. Like that, you need to produce with its function. I am telling both for the R&D as well as for your IPR sections. Next. You need to give the layout of your product, a complete sketch, not in the color background, right? It should be like a 3D solid work element without color, black and white image. Next slide. So in our institute, we are having these funding schemes for seed. Prayas grant scheme is available. For example, if you are both faculty or student, if you want to apply the product for, the extent of the project, we are giving 10 lakhs in our technology business incubator. And the student, those who are completing, if they are not willing to go for the placement, or if they want to start their own company, they can submit their research to the scheme, such that they should not hold other professions. Assume that if you are a faculty, if I am getting tie up with the Prayas scheme, they will think that in what basis you can spend more time for the Prayas, because you are fully engaged with the academic purpose, then in what purpose you can spend your time up, apart from the academic for the prayers, so that especially in prayer scheme, many people are thinking if you are alone, if you are free from other professions, you can spend more time for developing the product. So it is for 10 lakhs grant. So many other professionalists, other category from the outside, they are coming inside the TPI in our institute. They are working with the prayer scheme. It is also available in PSG Tech and many parts, right? And MSME funding scheme, even for our students, we are having that Spark Fund, SPARC, Spark Fund. So the faculties, yeah, you can also insist your institutions to start with allocate the budget for these kinds of, because Spark Fund is especially, we have categorized into 3 or 4. TRL 1 and 2, we will give 10,000 rupees for the students for if the idea is good, I'm telling. If the idea is good, we will give 10,000 for the students. 1 lakh we have allocated for the department. Per year, 1 lakh we have allocated. That 1 lakh we have split it into 10 projects, right? So maximum per project we can give for 10,000. So he can, if he is having a good idea, in the panel of the experts, they can sit and they can review the project and they can suggest whether we can give for 10,000 or not. So totally 10 projects per year per department we can give. So in the second year, if he is coming from TRL 3 and 4, he can submit to the KEC Spark Fund, Kongu Engineering College Spark Fund. That is for 50,000 per project per department. One project per project 50,000 rupees is allocated. Totally 10 lakhs we have allocated, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs we have allocated, right? So once he comes under TRL 3 and 4, he can use the fund of that 50,000. Then he can migrate to TRL 5, 6, 7 like that. Then once he crosses TRL 5, 6, he can go for a Praya scheme for 10 lakhs. Immediately 10 lakhs grant, they will not give you. Partial release of fund will be given after submitting of the entrance proposals. Right. So this is all about the institutions availability of schemes, where I think many institutions, they are having the funding schemes for the students like this. Next slide. Shobana, next slide, please. I can't see the next. Yeah, okay. Now it's visible. Yes. So this is the one which provides the base platform to me as well as to my student. We this is the first time they have launched. I think 4 years before, in 2017, I think June. It is called Carbon Zero Challenge. Mostly every people they have heard of. It was first launched by IIT Madras and USA Consulate General, where we have won the Toppers Recognition Innovation Excellence Award. The scheme is how to prevent the global warming, right? How to secure the green world, how to make the zero carbon discharge, how to make, right? For that, it is an open call, not only for the engineering category, all the people can come if they are having the theme, the problem statement related to a fruitful statement related to carbon zero change. So what we have did is, we developed a product, the building material, building block, by incorporated the trapped CO2 from the atmosphere. Trapped CO2 from the atmosphere. So initially for the cases, since we are from TRL 0, 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3, it is very difficult to trap the CO2 from the atmosphere. So what we have did is, we purchased the CO2 cylinder from the industry SIPCOT, which is located 10 kilometers from our institute. So, and we have tried up with different systems, and we ultimately made that a building element can store the CO2. That too, a condition such that not for RCC, right? What the CO2 will do? The CO2 will react with the calcium hydroxide deposition, then it will again make the calcite precipitation, right? So it is a detailed chemistry oriented subject. This is mostly help for to make that pore rectification, PORE, pore rectification or pore fine tuning. So in this category, we developed a base product using the brick, a sand brick, using sodium silicate as a internal curing agent, right? After that, what we have did is that product we have submitted for IIT. They have shortlisted and they have asked us to come for the evaluation, face-to-face interaction, and my students went over there, and out of many entries, they have selected only a very 50 entries, like the 26 entries they have selected. For the 26 entries, they have provided a grant of 5 lakhs. So in our institute also, for seed funding, we are providing 5 lakhs, and we are giving the opportunities for the PhD holders, PhD doing people, because they can use that money for generating the idea, and that too not for all the people. For the people, those who are having a very potential idea, if they are submitting 10 to 15, can able to give 2 or 3, right, based on their availability of idea, only for the internal candidates, internal scholars, right? So they have give 5 lakhs for the Carbon Zero Challenge team, and they have made us to connect with the industry. So after winning that, you can't believe, immediately within a week, you people heard that Godrej company, it is in Vikhroli, in Mumbai, and another Tata Steels, the main company is Jamshedpur, but one firm they are running in Tirupati, right? They both called up to have a detailed discussion for this kinds of product what we have developed, because in Godrej, in the main industry in Mumbai, they are having abundant of waste materials. That too, we have developed the building block using the waste materials also. We have taken the waste materials, we have incorporated the carbon dioxide, and we have developed the building block. So the R&D manager from Godrej, they have called us to make the detailed discussions, and it is also in the pipeline, right? So once you are entering in these kinds of concepts, you will be connected to the alumni of IIT, because for us, the IIT person is Dr. Kiran Vedam. She is the former R&D specialist from NUS, National University of Singapore. Then after retirement, she came back to IIT, and she is one of the collaborator in IIT for mentoring the students. She is a business mentor for us, and she has guided how to make a real funding for the next level. After this only, we have submitted our extension fund to the Engineers India Limited, which is in Gurgaon, Haryana. Then I went over there to make the presentation, but Engineers India Limited, which they will give the options only for IITs, right? I am the some of the persons from outside IIT. I am also very few from outside IIT. I also went over there to Gurgaon to give the presentation, and they have considered to provide the funding for 21 lakhs, and they have commented to the rectification for some of the items, and I am in the pipeline to do with, right? So it is also a wonderful platform. You can also make use of this categories. This will be more useful. You can also start the company. You can also, it provides the better opportunity for grant, as well as you can also start your own company. So for this, you need to get the NOC also. Just like that, after getting the grant, you can't make the startup. You need to get the NOC from your institute, because they are paying the money for you, right? Next slide. So this is the one, you people, if you are having a free time, just search with the Stanford Engineering Department. They are making the current research. You can also make the collaborations. If you are having more publications, you can have the tie-up with the people in the Stanford, because they are doing with performance-based engineering. This is, again, I am telling, this is not only for civil engineering. Many people, even electrical people, can go with the performance-based engineering and application to the civil engineering, right? Computational mechanics, even you in IIT Delhi, you can come under the applied mechanics department, right? Design, construction, integration, design, construction, integration, because many problems are associating or coming, and that because of the lot of communications between the industry and the design office and the execution office, right? So how to make the integration, using the app or using the any other soft mechanisms like that. So earthquake engineering, for the vibration control aspects, you can go for different designs of dampers, right? Nowadays you can see the steel damper, rubber damper, elastomeric dampers, MR damper, magnetorheological dampers, where the liquid will converts to solid due to the magnetic field, right? And various dampers are available. Steel dampering also available. So nowadays there is a lot of problems that is associated with the bridge failures. It may not only due to the vibration, it is due to the poor setting. Without setting, the people will remove the formwork, and many problems also encountering, and you can also make a clear solution for that, right? You can make the pre-stressing. You can go for alternative pre-stressing tendons, right? So you know that the basic grade will be M30 and M40 for both pre-stressing and pre-tensioning and post-tensioning, and you can able to stress the element from 1500. Disturbances is there. So you can able to stress the element from 1500 to 2000, beyond that Newton per mm square. Then you can go with the alternative types of tendons, right? Or bearing plates, or male cone, female cone, whatever it may be. But you need to study in depth, so that in the first slide before starting, I told that problem identification, right? And risk analysis, sensing monitoring. This is called smart analysis, smart engineering concept. You can also work out with, so that in intelligent systems we are now working with the IoT and robotics, right? And engineering, informatics and simulations. So in abroads and all, if you go that, they will not directly ask you to sit in the experimental work. So they will first ask you to study the basics, and they will ask you to make the coding. Once it will get fruitful, they will ask you to make the optimal design for the experimental. But in Indian scenario, we are doing more experimental work, less concentrating for the simulations. But it is not the case for abroad, especially the Western countries like US, Canada and all. I will point one thing. If you go for mercury intrusion porosimetry, right, for studying the pore analysis, the microstructural aspects of the specimens, even mechanical students, they are going for fiber analysis. Metallurgy, they are going for material analysis. Chemistry people, they are going with, right? So if you're going for MIP, mercury intrusion porosimetry, the cost of the equipment is very, very huge, and the mercury also very, very huge cost. So they will not allow you to directly sit in the thing, right? So you need to make the simulations using the various softwares that I will tell you the software in the upcoming slide. innovative materials like what I have coined in the previous slide. No, you can go for building materials, building alternative building blocks, or you can go for alternative cement, because nowadays the people are going with geocement, like geopolymer concrete. They will go for alkalinization or polymerization, sodium silicate and sodium hydroxide. So like that, geocement also you can go with, such that the emission of CO2 can be reduced, right? And engineering and design of sustainable build systems. How you can effectively make the design of the integrated systems, right? So if you are joining 2 or 3 elements, how you can make the integrated systems. Next slide. So this is the one you can see it from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, visualizing cement hydration on a molecular level. These kinds of topic we are not taking, we are not focusing in our Indian scenario. Just see the title, visualizing cement hydration. How to visualize? Because if we are teaching or no books or directly delivering the microstructural behavior in a easiest way, the visualizing of the internal structure seems to be very, very difficult without understanding the proper concepts. That too, what is the most essential is the boundary value condition, what we have studied in our max. And another thing, the chemical, that is the balancing equation concepts. For that organic table, that atomic table is most essential. The elements table is most essential. What is the element number for hydrogen? What is the element number for oxygen? What is the element number for sodium, calcium, like that, magnesium, like that. So this underline that you just see in the tagline, imaging technique could enable new pathways for reducing concrete's heavy carbon footprint. That is the problem statement. They are giving a solution. By using this, they can avoid the emission of the CO2, such that carbon footprint can be enhanced. For that, they have created 3D printing of concrete, right? Okay, you can raise the question here that, sir, I am having 3D printing concept. I have developed more and more number of products. Whether I can now apply for MIT? The crucial point of study only acceptable by the MIT scientist. Though if you are familiar with MIT, 3D printing, only the crucial topic. See here, what they are developing there, the very broader is the visual cement hydration. Under this, what is the thing? 3D printing. Under 3D printing, what is the thing? They are going for carbon footprint. So carbon footprint, 3D printing, visualizing for what? For hydration. Many people, we are not very studied in deep how the effect of hydration is occurring. We have simply studied that the both compounds is there, water is we are adding, something happening is occurring inside the cement, right? And the byproduct is coming. Many of the people, we are not know what is the purpose of going for admixtures, mineral admixtures, especially to why they are going for fly ash and GGPS, what is the function it is playing, and why the research is still going on with the HVFA, high volume fly ash. Because that ingredient will react with the calcium hydroxide, which is making as a byproduct lime, that will again convert it into CSH, calcium silicate hydrate. Then we need to again study for whether it is in an amorphous stage or crystalline stage. Again, chemistry is coming to picture. So chemistry, physics, because why physics is coming, I will tell you. You need to go for SEM analysis or MIP, scanning electron microscope. You people heard the FESM, field emission scanning electron microscope, where you will go for, if you are going for a nanoscale, then you need to protrude or make the zooming in a very high scale, such that you can see the 10 power minus 9 nanoscales and beyond that, right? Many people I have found in many theses, they are coining like nanosilica, but they are zooming in a very very lesser densifications. How you can find the nanosilica? The heading is nano, but you are giving in a paper that the nano material in a 5 into 10 power k. right? 5,000 zooming, 10,000 zooming like that. It's very difficult for the assessment. So this is a wonderful area for hydration analysis, especially in the molecular level for the reduction of the carbon footprint. Next slide. This is another thing where in Indians also proposals I heard that many e-waste controlling methods, management systems, and even IT sectors, you are using that electronic system waste products. You can reuse that product for the civil engineering. You can tie up with the civil engineering or any other disciplines to make the management, e-waste management. And in MIT, the students have developed the recycled plastic, right? And in the tagline, you just see that adding bits of irradiated. So they are further fine-tuning what type of plastic they are taking, irradiated. Because radiation means you need to again design for the mixed design as per IS 10262 if you are going to design in Indian conditions. Then you have to make the alterations with respect to admixture point of view. Then you need to choose the naphthalene based admixture or formaldehyde based admixture for the SP, water reducing admixtures. So this is and all very, very critical. So they are more fine tuning that irradiated plastic water bottles they are taking could cut cement industry's carbon emissions. So just see how people are mostly in MIT. There is a specific division called carbon sequestration laboratory. Sequestration means how to prevent the CO2 emission, how to control. That is called sequestration. So there is a specific laboratories there. So if you are very familiar or if you want to have more idea on that, you just go to that website and see. And if you want to have interact with the Indian people in IIT Madras, Dr. Piyush Chansali, he is the faculty who completed the postdoc from MIT, and he is dealing with the cementitious particles, how to control the carbon emissions, right? In IIT Madras, Piyush Chansali, he joined the institute very recently, for 3 years, 4 years back. Next slide. And this is the laboratory in abroad. It is also in US Ranking University. It is headed by Dr. Professor Narayanan Naithlath. He is the alumni of IIT Madras. He did his PhD from IITM. Now he is a full-time professor in Arizona State University, Arizona, US. He is more dealing with 3D printing, and you can see in this slide what is the his lab is called Naithlath Lab, and you can see what is the condition of the upcoming research he is doing with ultra high performance concrete that is beyond 1000 MPa, and 3D printing of cementitious binders, and using the various mineral admixtures and novel and sustainable systems, how to make the product. See, development of product is ultimately not an objective. The product what you are developing, it should be sustainable. It should not influence the failures to the other parameters, right? So next, microstructure and material modeling. See, when I inquired personally with him, there is a specific software for Aviso for making the 3D modeling and for the computation of internal analysis of the concrete ingredients. The pore diffusivity you can measure, thermal diffusion you can measure, and you can give the data related to the contaminants. What is the intrusion of the CO2 based on the PSI. See, atmospheric CO2 level will be maximum 3%, right? Even 0.1% will influence your concrete deteriorations, right, of CO2 intrusions. So, what he is telling you, the Avisor software, I think 5 years back, it is costing around 16 lakhs. In Bangalore, it is from US-based software. In Bangalore, the product is having, the people are ready to supply, but it is costing around 16 lakhs. It's not feasible, right? So for that, what is the thing he is telling that, although he is from US, they are doing their own C programming coding for checking their thermal diffusion, moisture diffusivity, and bleeding analysis for all the cases of 3D printing and performance analysis of concrete structures, etc. And you can also go with the phase change materials. We have in 2015, we have done with phase change materials. It is an interdisciplinary aspects of project where we made a compound wall, a short compound wall, and we have covered the compound wall, a hollow box. We have used the RTD sensor, which we procured from the thermal engineering laboratory in the automobile engineering department. And internal face of the wall, we have coated with the phase change using the gypsum board analysis. What is our ultimate objective aim is to, what is the condition of the room inside after coating and before coating? Our ultimate objective is to maintain the room in a proper temperature. So such that we can reduce the electricity cost. For that, we have made the gypsum board material using the different glues, and inside that we have pasted and use top we have covered. Inside that RTD sensor we have placed at different levels, and we have connected the same to the multi-channel analysis. Parallelly, we have got the reading at different point of time, starting from the morning till end, and we have analyzed for 1 month, right? And its applications we can study in pervious concrete. In CBRI Roorkee, you can, if you want to make more interactions with regarding to phase change materials, you can make the interaction with CBRI Roorkee, especially the person called, I forgot his name, he's also from Tamil Nadu. He's basically did his PhD from IIT only. Meanwhile, I just think about it, and I will tell you the term in the last. Next slide. So this is the one in the Arizona State University where the people they are doing with different types of. If you want to analyze the hydration, you can go with the 3 types of calorimetry: adiabatic, semi-diabetic, and thermal isothermal calorimetry. And in the right part, see why the calorimetry the people are not using for the cement hydration analysis quite higher. If even in SCRC it is passing around much more, even in huge lakhs, right? And you can see the symbol of ASU, Arizona State University. They have printed, it's a concrete mortar printing using the 3D printer. And you can see the third photo, different shapes of, you can see the skeleton, shells like, integrated shells like arrangement, hexagon shells like arrangement using the 3D printing. And finally, you can see that the 3D printer, how they have established. Next. And this is the one, especially for the TERI based, the Energy and Resources Institute, specifically for e-management in India. They have called for proposals like e-waste management in India. What are its challenges and opportunities? If you're having a good proposal, you just study, before applying, just study the literature survey. How many people they have collected these kinds of, what are the previous proposals sanctioned, and what are its idea and how we can modify our idea. Then you just come out with your methodology and just submit for the proposals after making the publications. Next. So this is, so far I have covered the important things related to research and funding opportunities. Now, for 2 to 3 slides, I will just cover what are the recent technologies that India is going to come up with. This is a maglev. You people know that magnetic levitation train is based on the magnetic field concept. You will not have ballast here, and you just see the track over there, the left side, and how the train will fly. Right? It's a overspeed train, more higher than the bullet train. Right? So soon we will come to this technology, and Japan, Russia, China, they are using these technologies, right? This is a magnetic levitation concept, and you can have the tie-up proposal with the physics department because they are studying the different types of magnets, horseshoe magnet, and different types of magnets. Even the magnetic concept will be applicable for increasing the workability of the concrete. You can magnetize the water. If you make instead of using the raw water, you are using the magnetized water, it will enhance the workability for the concrete. And this is one of the upcoming technology. I have given the link below and you can browse it and you can explore more details from this. Next slide. This is the Hyperloop technology. I think you may aware of this. It's like a tablet. Inside this, there will be a chamber will be there. Outer tablet will not move. Inside tablet will be move. And IIT Madras, they have won award in this category, in the collaborated category. And it is the speed of this Hyperloop technology that is very, very higher than the flight. It is beyond 700 km per hour, right? So this upcoming technology where you, in the bottom photo, you just see the Indian systems developed for this kinds of design. Next. This is a kinetic footfall where you can, the simple concept, you can convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy using the piezoelectric transducer. So we have did this in a TRL level 2, 3 for our cases. It is called kinetic footfall where you can store the electricity in your battery and you can use it wherever you need, right? So if we are, where we can use this, we can use this in a pavement area. Just go to next slide. Just see how they have implemented. It's like mines, right? You can see where it is implemented in the pavement or parking slots. The human load, what we are producing, is directly converted into the electrical energy and it will store in the battery where you can use it wherever you need, right? Next slide. So it is a photovoltaic glazing where it is advanced technology to improve the electrical illumination, right? So nowadays solar panel is there and many lightings are available, right? So this can be implemented. So this can be implemented in the advanced technology concepts, right? So next slide. So another thing is called self-healing concrete. Self-healing concrete is nothing but the concrete which will heal in its own, right? Which will heal in its own using it is called autogenous healing. This can be incorporated by using the bacteria, that is calcite producing bacteria, CALCAT, calcite producing bacteria. This calcite producing bacteria like Bacillus subtilis, Bacillus pasteurii, E. coli, you can go with and you can study its internal behavior such that this type of self-healing bacteria will heal only the hairline crack, not the crack having much thickness. Once you heal the hairline crack, you can able to control the intrusion of CO2 inside, right? So ultimately, the crack is the very, very, very fracture plane area, which will create the disturbances, other disturbances. So your hairline crack may be automatically healed using these kinds of Bacillus subtilis, Bacillus pasteurii, E. coli bacteria. The food for this bacteria will be its saliva, right? One drop of bacterial solution will contain 10 power minus 25 cells of bacteria. One bacterial solution, if you are pouring the bacterial solution over the surface, that solution will contain 10 power minus 25 bacteria, right? So different, if you are wanted to do with MTCC, Microbial Technology Culture Center in Chandigarh, it is available. They are supplying the bacteria for the education purpose in a very reasonable rate. You need to send the letter, valuable letter signed by the head of the department or head of institution, then you can send it there'll be a serial number and the bacterial culture number will be there. They will send a strain, and in the food technology department or in the microbiology department, you can make the multiculture using that bacteria and you can use it for the analysis purpose. Right. Next slide. And other innovations in civil engineering deals with plastic roads, green roofing systems, eco-floating homes, vertical farming, modular construction, assets mapping, drones in constructions, right? So we are planned to have a collaboration with the mechatronics department to make the drones for surveying analysis, right? So next slide. So thank you so much. I think I have given slightly 10 to 20% input. Hope you have got a input from this presentation. Now the forum is open to all to raise the questions.
Thank you so much, sir. Participants, if you have any queries, kindly post it in the chat box.
Or if you want to have directly make an interaction, you can have it.
If you want to interact, you can interact directly with the speaker.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can I ask some questions, some doubts regarding civil engineering field?
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, usually when we are constructing a building, we can able to see a minor crack diagonally on edge of the windows and roads, windows and doors. Sir. So, how we can minimize that
Your voice
crack,
is
sir?
not.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Your voice is not clear to me, sir. Actually.
Sir, now it is audible for you.
Yeah.
Sir,
it's better. It's better.
yeah, thank you, sir. We can see diagonal crack on the edge of windows and doors.
Okay.
So, what is the main reason and how we can eliminate that crack, sir?
So you can, for example, in the take an example for the flexural member. You can classify that cracks as a flexural and shear crack, right? So the shear crack is the coincidence reaction between the support and the bottom force, right?
Okay, these
Yeah.
are the things
based
given
on the connectivity.
basic linear algebra. Okay, எல்லாமே நம்ம ஏற்கனவே படிச்சதான். அதாவது எதுல அப்படின்னா 11th 12th எல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு அந்த டிஃபரன்ஸ் புரியும். இப்போ என்ன அப்படிங்கிறது இந்த ஆர்குமெண்ட் மேட்ரிக்ஸ்.
Yes. So you can make the control analysis. Yes, sir. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, your voice is audible for me, sir.
Yeah, you can make the better construction techniques, or after the crack, if you are visible, you can go for any other epoxy groutings. Epoxy such that your crack should not occur again due to the improper distributions of load.
Sir, yeah, sir, after visibling of crack, we can move on to the techniques what you suggest.
Yes.
But my question is how we can reduce that crack, or otherwise what are the techniques we have to use to avoid that diagonal cracks occurring on the edge of four edges of doors and windows. Even in switch box also.
Is it possible to drop a question in the text box? Your background voice is getting disturbing.
Sir, I can approach this question personally by using your mail ID, sir. Thank you.
Your background voice is getting disturbing.
Okay, no problem, sir. Thank you. I can arrange this question by personally to your mail or otherwise WhatsApp, whatever is available now.
You can get the number. You can get my number from the coordinator.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I will get your number from the coordinator.
Okay,
no problem. Thank you.
Any other questions, sir? Any other question?
Sir, there is one more question by the participant, that why there is no significant innovation in the field of civil engineering?
There is no significant improvement in civil engineering or innovation.
Innovation.
See, there is no significant innovation means ultimately we are the sole responsibility for creating the innovation. See, the question, the answer lies within us. So it is our sole authority to develop. See, what we before developing that IoT based, that ASTM ring apparatus analysis, we are also having many problems that we have studied for. We have went for EEE department. We have developed the. We have studied for NPTEL course, and we have attended the short-term course. We have faced many failures. See, the topic what we have created here, it is the long-term research of 5 years, 6 years, like that. So just like that, we can't get the fruitful product. Ultimately, we have to take risk. Problem statement is arising everywhere, right? So we should not separate the innovations in civil engineering and mechanical engineering like that. By making your trial and error, by coming forward voluntarily, you can develop your own product. Just mingle with the other department. Just very strong. And another reason is we are not very strong in the basic fundamentals like physics, chemistry, biology, and all. If you are not very strong in biology, the doing of the physiological characteristics of studying the bacteria, its family, and what is its internal chromoplast, organism distribution, what is its DNA. It's absolutely based. Simply using the bacteria is what is the use, right? Somebody is telling that I have used the bacteria for civil engineering. What type of bacteria is used? What kind of DNA it is having? Whether it is aerobic or anaerobic, right? So you have to fundamentally you should be very strong. Then you just see to the problem. That is the perfect answer for this question. But ultimately, the problem lies within us.
Yes,
Next
sir.
question.
So the next question is, can self-healing concrete be used in rigid pavements?
First of all, my advice to you people, yes, we can go with, but you people needs to study the bacterial nature. You just initially see for the MTCC website what are the different types of bacteria they are culturing, and you need to select the appropriate bacteria for your research. You can't get a what we can say, it's a bacteria from the MTCC saying that whether this bacteria will make the self-healing or not. You need to make the pre-req search. You need to make the literature survey with respect to previous cases. You can refer the journals like Journal of Biotechnology, right? And Magazine of Concrete Research and Cement, Concrete and Composites. These 3 journals, you can able to get more kind of bacterial related topic. And nearly if you are having 500 to 600 bacterial cultures, how you will pick the bacteria? We can, whether we can go for rigid pavement or not, it is a secondary. But what type of bacteria you can use is a primary. That bacteria, if you are using for the rigid pavement, that bacteria can withstand the high temperature or not. Even that bacteria is not withstanding the temperature inside our building, how it will withstand the temperature in the rigid pavement? Psychologically, we can tell that bacteria can withstand, but we need to go for temperature analysis. Specifical test is there, that is called lifetime analysis of the bacteria. We have made this in our food technology department to study after incorporating the bacteria inside the concrete. We have left the concrete for as it is. After giving the live load application, we have taken the core concrete portion. We preserved that. We taken to the food technology, and we studied for the what is this lifetime analysis. We came to know that only 275 days our bacteria has withstood. Only 275 days the bacteria has withstood in our building application. Then if you are using that bacteria for the rigid pavement, again, you need to make the analysis for the thermal conditions. My best advice, you can go for the diffusivity analysis by making the microstructural modeling. NPTEL courses is there. You just see that how the micro. It is a very huge topic that I will teach you in later. If you want in detail, just call to me. I will tell you in detail. Right. So first of all, my objective is to study that bacteria in a detailed way. Then we can go to the applications. What kind of bacteria we can use it with. Yes.
So the next question is, how can we reduce or eliminate or avoid the diagonal crack in the edges of doors and windows?
Okay. So that the material selection is much more important. The lateral pressure, whether it is creating to that outside surfaces of that material is creating, that we have to study. And the mortar what we have placed is up to the limit or not, that we have to study. Overdosage of the water, that is, if it is exceeding the water cement ratio, that we have to study than the prescribed level. In many cases, the water cement ratio, they will use it much more, that we have to study it. And the load coming to that particular portion, the brick what we have used over that area, right, is withstanding that particular thing or not, we have to study. If you are going for third class brick or something like that, if it is not possible to take care of load, then it will be absolutely waste. This I will relate to that one lightweight specimen. So this is the same case we have experienced. The first class fly ash brick, if you take it, if it is coming around 13 MPa, Newton per mm square, the lightweight concrete what we are designing is for 300 to 800 kg per meter cube, where you can't, the average strength what we have obtained is 7 MPa to 9 MPa, which is less than brick, the fly ash brick. But if if the brick of very low class is maybe poured in that area, if the load is not taken care of, then we will experience the lateral crack. Right? If the same case is we are finding for the flexural member at the end zone, maybe the shear connectors, it may be not in a proper zone as per IS 456 code of practice. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question. I'm Dr. Raru Dekmar, Department of Maths from Dr. NGPIT. Sir, regarding mathematics, mathematics department, sir.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Regarding
sir,
the project, regarding the project, from the based on the trends and applications in mathematics, recent trends. Okay, what can be the topics regarding projects can we choose, sir?
Sir, actually, regarding the mathematics, you can have the Fourier transform applications in mechanical engineering. To my knowledge, I am telling, but you can browse it. The things, to my knowledge, every aspects the max is getting involved in. The robot what we have created, the max is getting involving. The integration concept is getting involving, right? Another one thing, when you are going for the SEM analysis, scanning electron microscope analysis, the inside parameter, for example, if there is a beam of 1 meter, the depth of the beam is 450 mm, right? I am separating this depth into 3 layers, the bottom layer, middle layer, and top. If the bottom layer is getting disturbed, I need to analyze for the top layer. Here, I need to incorporate the concept of mathematics, whether I can go for integration. If I am going for integration, the behavior will not be same in the same axis. Assume that the length of the beam is 1 meter. I am taking a section of 0.5 meter. That is at the mid zone I am taking. So what I'm doing is the bottom zone for a thickness of 50 mm, it is getting disturbed due to the external load. I need to manipulate for the top layer. Here I need to apply the mathematics concept, whether I can go for integration. By doing integration, I can't get the same value in the same zone, in the same axis of 0.5 meter, the failure analysis, right? For that, I need to go for microstructural modeling concept, where inside the core concrete layer or core matrix layer, what is the distribution of the material? There you need to apply the boundary condition, boundary value theorem. It comes into picture, right? So in-depth analysis of the evaluation is most important while you are choosing that research proposal, especially for the mathematics. But if, to my knowledge, everywhere the mathematics concept is involved. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for providing us a valuable information, and we gained a lot through the that is through funding opportunities. We can do lot researches. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Shall we wind up or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you once again for the opportunity given. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
I thank all the participants for being a part in this FDB for the past 3 days. I'll post the attendance link in the chat box. Kindly fill it. Thank you all. Kindly fill out the attendance link today. Based on the 3 days attendance, we'll send you the certificates to your registered mail.